Yo, guys, good morning. Want to make sure mic is on. What's up, Dan, Kevin, the Beast? What's going on, guys? Ready to rock and roll today. Had a great long weekend and just ready to get back to work. Let me pull up the watch list real quick here. All right, so watching SPY, MOB, ARBE, and Tesla. Let's hop on over here to the equities chart so we can see all that together and get to work, okay? So real quick, right out the gate, let's just jump into the SPY. SPY, selling on off, watching, remember this 405 zone, previous support level, watching to see if that level is going to remain resistance today and it pops into it. And then watching to see if we can get down here to 400 today. I think we could probably get down here to 400 today. Wouldn't be surprising. So gonna keep an eye on that. Short biased today. Yo, Umberto, what's up, man? Let's go. Let's do it. So watching that on the SPY on MOB. Oh wow, this thing just kept going, huh? MOB was watching to see if we can get pullbacks into this 175 zone. Previous resistance, previous support, but it looks like we're well beyond that. So the next level to watch, in my opinion, is going to be up here at about 225. Watching that 225 zone as bottom support, and then if you can hold 250, that'll look good too. So keep a close eye on MOB, ARBE. Watching for this. Well, when I made the list, we were up here near 775. We rejected that level harshly. So I was watching for that to be resistance. Now we're under 650. I'd watch for that to be resistance for drops into $6. Okay, so keep an eye on that. And then last but not least, just watching Tesla to see if it's going to trade in this little range between 209, 210, and 200. If 200 does crack, I'll watch for a multi-day drop into this 182 zone. If 200 cracks and the market gives us a multi-day rollover, okay? Now on to the ES, watching right now to see if the 455-ish zone, let me hop the camera on over there. This is about 455-ish. Yeah, 455-ish is previous low right here before this nice little bounce back. Watching to see if we get up in there and reject. If we do, then I'd watch for that level to hold up resistance. We got some temporary support here at about 447.50s. So that'll be the next level to watch. If we crack under that and that level becomes resistance, I'll watch for that for fades on back down. Okay, so keeping a close eye on that. Let me move this light real quick. Can't see my daily chart on the ES. So if we do crack that and we start to hold that resistance between, about 440, about 4050 zone, if we hold resistance there, we got room to fall, man. We really got room to fall. We could see 4,000. And if 4,000 gives up, we got 3970s next on deck. So those will be levels I'll watch on the ES today. All right. Obviously, the bell has already rang. So we're 2 minutes into the day. Let's see which one of these wants to give us a move today. Any questions, throw them up in chat, guys. Be happy to answer them. And remember, of course, to smash that like button. Really helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. Dan, the coffee has arrived. So good. And your tea. Good stuff, Umberto. How's the trading been, man? All right, so far the SPY with a quick little snapback here off of that 403. Nice, dude. Hey guys, if you're looking for scanners because you trade equities a lot, the trade ideas 25% off ends later today. Link in chat there. You got 17 hours before that deal's gone. All right, guys, so I'm going to let the SPY do its thing here. Let's see if it wants to run back towards 405 before rolling over. Seems like a big run, but it's not too bad. I think it's possible. Guys, if you missed the last lifetime discounts that Lilu did, here you go in chat. That's the prop firm I trade with. So they have 65% off on all their accounts, all their evaluation accounts, that is. And it's a lifetime, right? So it's a lifetime discount. I just got that email in last night. I just saw it now. I'm not sure when that ends. I'll find out. I'll read the email later in detail. But I wanted to share that discount with you guys real quick. So the ES back into this little channel here where we can trade probably 447 to 40, sorry, 4047 to 4055. Watch that range there. Be careful. Definitely going to keep on a close eye there. If I get pops back into 4055, I might just scale in a little short there just to see how it wants to act. Little feeler position. All right, guys, still just trading sideways here above VWAP. SPY, this little bounce back on the SPY, extremely low volume or extremely weak volume on this bounce back attempt. Let's see what it wants to do. Look at that. Wait, can you see my screen properly? No. Look at this. See, we have our open. We have our little bounce back and see how the volume just drops. Very, very small amount of buying taking place there. Very small amount of buying. (9:38 a.m.) Still really early, obviously. We're only 8 minutes into the day. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to let everybody in the Discord and Twitter know we're live. Yep, we have in 6 minutes we have global composite PMI, services PMI, manufacturing PMI. So that's going to be a volatile little spree of information that's going to come out. So far, we're just trading sideways there. Five minutes to that news. All right, guys, we got 4 minutes to that news. When it comes out, we should get some sort of direction. Starting to get a little bounce back. All right, guys, we got 3 minutes to that news. We're just grinding here a little bit higher. A little bit higher. Whatever bear flag was starting to form here on this gap down, it's starting to take it back. It's going to be interesting here because once that news comes out, we should get that whiplash type of effect. So if we get up into that 405 zone, we should see a little bit of a pullback. Here's that 405, previous support back here. We traded in and out of it here on Friday, but then we pushed up above it, and then what? We held it as support. You see that? We scroll back. Here's 405. In and out of it Friday, violating that support zone, but then we closed above it, well above it, right? Showing that that support zone was still intact. Now we've gapped down underneath it significantly. So I want to see that level get tested. How are you guys doing so far this morning? We're about to be 15 minutes into the day. So far, no trades for me. Waiting for that setup to come See if we can get it here once these numbers drop. We're testing those 55s. This is the area I would normally be starting to look to get short here, but with these numbers coming out here in a minute, I don't really want to jump in ahead of that. You know, that can get insane. I can get stopped out rather quickly on just some wild wick. All right, so numbers are coming out here. So forecasted global composite 47.5 came out to 50.2. Services PMI forecasted 47.2 came out to 50.5. Manufacturing PMI was forecasted 47.1, came in at 47.8. Not awful there. The other ones are rather hot. This market's not liking that right now. We're pulling back in. Let's see if we're going to start to sell off some. If we get under 40.47, I think we start to go rather quickly to the downside. But so far, that level is holding support. Let me see, what are you seeing? You're seeing the SPY, which is fine. Yeah, I know you're also seeing the 3-minute chart. You can see the volatility within that 3-minute chart from 40.56 to 40.48, right back to 40.56. Wild. Wild chop. New high on the SPY now. There's a humongously weird candle on the ES in that 3-minute chart. Walmart did sell off after earnings report, but what a bounce back. It's closed up over 50% of that gap down. It's taken it back. I'd say it's taken back about 75% of that gap down. So 3/4 of that gap down has been consumed, and we're holding up pretty well. If the SPY turns around some, I wouldn't be surprised to see Walmart get up here and test, Friday's close. But if the SPY starts to sell off, then all bets are off on that one. All right, so we're coming on back down. If 40.47 cracks on the ES, that's when I think we could probably see a little bit of a sell-off. $40.47 about to be tested. We just jumped right off of it again real quickly. A lot of buyers in that 40.50 zone between 40.47 and 40.50. There's a lot of buyers there right now. Let's see if there's enough of them to consume all this selling. I don't see it, man, but this market's done some crazy stuff lately. All right, so we got the SPY back under VWAP here and an increase in volume on that rejection of the new high. And we have the ES under 40.50 here, just barely. 40.47 zone is the next support area on that one. All right, let's see if now we're finally going to sell off. Whoop, there we go. We got a quick little drop there. Oh no, why is my trading screen not showing? Oh, what is happening? So I jumped in a trade there. I would have taken a piece of profit off there, but I was trying to show you my screen and it's not working. That's not how I wanted this to go. Well, this is not good. Now we're right back to my entry zone. I don't know what's going on here. You'll see it goes black completely. I don't know why. I think it's working now. There we go. There we go. So I'm interested too. I have a complete distraction of a trade here. What a mess. Stop is around that 448 zone. 440, sorry, 48 zone, 50 zone on these. Was looking for exactly the drop I got, but I got severely distracted. I think we can go lower, so I'm going to be super patient with these. And then we could see, and we got room to fall. Wouldn't be surprised to see the mid to low 40 30s. So I will be watching to see if I can get some sort of ad back on this. $40.44 is the next level. I don't want to see it get up and over. It was the previous little support zone. There we go. Took a little ad there. That is the next bounce zone is right here where we're at right now. So 40.44 area is where I'll take profit off if we start to break up and over. Yeah, we broke off over there, so I'll just book it there. I take an L on one contract and a win on the rest. So little trade, nothing to write home about. Super distracting when I couldn't get the trading screen up a minute ago. So I'll watch for possible re-entries here as well. If we can't break up over 40.50 and hold, I'll watch for possible re-entries short. Let's see if we can get him. So back in this short here, slightly smaller size. If I can get this trade to work, then it'll be a much better day overall versus that small little trade from earlier. All right, let's see if we can get this one to work out better. I think if we can crack here, I think we get really bearish. And we could see... We should see like 40-10, honestly. There we go, one fill, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Let's get paid. Let's start to get paid. Let's start to make some actual money up in here. Let's see if we can get a little bit lower. Like 35 would be the next possible bounce zone. So I'm going to look to get flat in front of that level. If we can get there, of course. That'll be a banger because that'll be about 10 points. If we can crack here. I think we can crack it. I think we crack it. The last thing I want to see is reverse course. I'll stop out break even of the remainder. But I think we can crack this low. What I don't want to see is any snapbacks. I want to see this really flush out that low. We got existing home sales coming up in about 2 minutes. Would prefer to not be in the position, but you know, we're in the driver's seat, already green on the day. So even if I take an L on this one, I have to like really just bang out of it real quick. It's fine. It should still wind up being a nice green day. What I really want to see is I want to see us get down into those low to mid 430s already. Book this green on this last take, which would be a nice trade. And then wait for any possible new setups to come. Come on, give us that crack from 440, man. That 440 has been holding. There we go. Getting that little crack there. But now we need a crackazilla. Give us a crackazilla. Give us a crackazilla. Let's go. Come on, get on down there. Give me that fill. 40.36.50 is where I'm sitting at for this next one. Come on, don't do that. Don't get down to 40.37s and then bounce back on me. We got 1 minute to these numbers come out. I might close this out here, because I don't want to be in there with these numbers and get a violent snapback. So just watching and waiting. A lot of support at 39 right now. Want to see that 39 crack. Being patient here. There we go. Come on. Those numbers are out. They're weaker than expected. Should get... There we go. Nice 10-point ripper. Let's freaking go. Nice 10-point ripper, guys. Way to go with the day, guys. Up over a K on the day. I'll take that any day. Boom. That's how we do it, guys. Fun, fun, fun. Let me see here. Let's go ahead. Boom. Oh, it's not working. Where's the money? Oh, the little money GIF's not working, guys. I'm telling you, man. I'm not good at tech, but at least I'm good at trading. Nice trade, guys. Congrats. For those of you who might have caught that on SPY put options there off of that VWAP trade we talked about, same, I applied the same thesis on the ES. We banged out a nice 10-point ripper there on that last take. Up over 1,000 on the day. I'll take it. Put it in the pocket. And we'll see. We'll see if we get any resets here for any possible new trades. All right, guys, any questions at all about the trade? Any questions at all about anything that we were just looking at? Throw it up there in chat. Let me know. Be happy to check in with you guys. The beast laughing at my tech challenges. Man, the little money GIF didn't work. I don't know why. It's stupid. Oh my god, man. I don't know why that stuff happens. It just won't work. Oh well, whatever. In fact, the weekend was freaking awesome. I enjoyed it thoroughly. How about you? Take a look at PLTR. Will do. For a swing trade. All right, I'll take a look at it. Let's go take a quick peek at it. Oh, PLTR coming on back down hard with the rest of the market here after that big push. For a swing trade, if you're looking short, I think that we're maybe a little bit oversold from this push to the top. You could see some relief bounces, but you do have room to fall here a little bit more. We're at 874. We got room to fall to the 200-day moving average, 820. I'd imagine that area to possibly hold some support, because we haven't been over the 200-day moving average in quite a while. And this was a significant move off of it and showing that nice clean support right there. So I'd keep an eye on that, see what happens. DD killing it today. Hell yeah, man. That's what we do. XX, Jesse, I am newish here. Do you offer any courses? Yeah, I do. I haven't. We got a discount and I haven't even mentioned it. Good Lord. I'm glad you brought that up because we got 25% off. It ends today on the DTC courses. There you go. Link in chat. There's not the futures course there. It's not ready yet. We're about 3/4 of the way there on that. I'm hoping to have it completed by next week so that we can shoot it next month and it's it's in the market next month. Sorry to hear that, DF. Thanks, X. What is my favorite setup? Jindiz? I'm sorry. What is my favorite setup? All right, we'll go over that later for sure. Kurtless, how long have I been trading? I've been trading for about 7 years. Olash, nice trade, Jesse. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Right to our target too. I'd expect a little bit of a bounce here and then a possible reset short off of 40.48, 40.46 zone. Really 40.44, but you got to give it some room. Any earnings potential trades this week? I don't really trade earnings, King. I'll day trade something like Walmart or something after it does its earnings like it did today. But I don't really know because I don't really follow earnings at all. Give me a second here. Let me bring up Walmart on this 3-minute chart. See what it's doing today. Oh, guys, what did I say? What did I say? Watch Walmart to test Friday's close. Wow. That was a beautiful reversal setup, guys. I hope somebody caught that. That's a really nice one. That's a nice 2-point move there. Stress-free. Look at that. You're getting through Friday's close now on Walmart. You're getting through that close now. While the SPY, that's a lot of relative strength coming out of Walmart, guys. While the SPY, like, diddle-daddles down here at the lows. Diddle-daddles. Is that a word? Like, is that like a thing? Like a phrase? Guys, so one thing I wanted to bring to light here is you saw that last trade. I only had 2 contracts. Typically, full size on the ES for me is 3 to 4 contracts, right? 3 to 4 contracts. The first trade, I had 2 contracts. When I started to scale in, I added to it and then I got stopped out. So it was a small trade overall because I took an L on 1 contract and then the rest of it was a win on the other 2. So it's like, it was almost a wash trade, almost, right? And then this next trade, I only took 2 contracts. You know, we're up like about a K on the day. So you don't need a lot of size. And that's a misconception you'll see out there. You see people talking about, oh no, you need to trade, you know, 5 contracts, 6 contracts to make significant money. Well, yeah, if you're only trying to scalp a couple of points. And it's not there's anything wrong with scalping a couple points. Some people really do well scalping. I'm not a scalper. I'm trying to put myself in positions where I can take 10 points. You know, I'll scale out, meaning my first take, you'll usually be less than 10 points. But then my final take, depending on what I'm looking at on the day, I'm trying to get 10 points out of that final take. I'm trying to get 10 points out of that final take, right? So you got to just put yourself in those parameters where your risk to reward gives you that. If it's not giving you what you're looking for on the chart pattern, then you got to be hands off. Worked for my last job for 10 years. Guess how many raises I got? I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, it could depend, right? Private sector, public sector, what type of job? I don't know. If it's private sector, probably not many. It it's oh, what I said, my phrase. What? Did I use a Scranton phrase? What? Man, the ultimate Office fan inside of me is just so proud of myself now. I'm prouder than that. I'm prouder with the diddle daddle phrase from being from Scranton than I am with the trade I just did. Oh man, that's great. Yo, somebody had asked me earlier what was my favorite setup. What's my favorite setup? Who was that? I don't want to forget to answer that. I just want to wait because what I want to do is I want to bring it back later with a screenshot of my favorite setup or one of my favorite setups. I know somebody asked that earlier. Let me see if I can find that. Wait, Kano says I thought day trading was at 9:30 a.m. 10 minutes get in and out. I'm lost. No, I don't know if you're serious or if you're like, you know, going off of what I say that you don't have to day trade like that at 9:30 and 1 second. You don't have to do that. Nah, you're pulling my leg. You've been watching my channel. But yeah, I mean, look, I was in that trade how long? I wasn't even in that trade long. It was like a 9-minute trade. It was a pretty short trade. It's about 9-minute trade. It was a pretty short trade. For me, anyways. I've been in trades here on the live stream that have taken up 30, 40, 45 minutes, even close to an hour. That's wild, the king. Guys, so I think we could go lower here. Watch the SPY to probably crack the day's low. I was waiting to see if we can get back up into 40, 44, a little bit more than that. I mean, we got there. Yeah, you can see it here on the chart. We got into 40, 44 zone, but very, very briefly. Very briefly. Um, yeah, I mean, that was a short opportunity there. Missed it. But I'm 2 for 2 on the day, so not looking to go wild either. There you go, new lows. So that's the area. We're starting to fast approach that bounce area. I think we see, man, I think we could see 4,000 on the SPY. I'm sorry, on the, well, yes, but on the ES, right? Which would be 400 on the SPY here. We're fast approaching those levels. Um, if I would have had a third contract, I'd still be in it. And I would have looked to taking that one off. I would have looked to have taken that one off around 40.10. Okay, I would have been flat at 40.10 on that last one, just because I'm not going to be greedy and try to hold it at 4,000. 40.10 would be the next bounce zone on the ES. So really anywhere in the 40.20s to 40.10, in my opinion, is an acceptable take profit of that last take. Unfortunately, I only had 2 contracts. I booked them exactly where I wanted them. So, you know, it is what it is. And then I missed that re-entry at 40.44. So now I'm just sitting here watching. Hopefully I can get another trade, but if not, I'm completely satisfied with the 2 trades I've taken today. How many monitors do I have? Dan, I have 2 43-inch LG TVs. Not TVs, LG monitors. What I love about these monitors, okay, is that they have, I don't know, man. I'm not a techie person, okay? I think they have like some sort of software, firmware, whatever, that you can literally control different computers within that monitor. So for example, this 43-inch monitor that's right here, I can divide it into quadrants, and I could have literally 4 different computers on each quadrant. I could. Typically how I run it is, well, I don't know, right? Because camera reverse and whatnot here when you guys see. But here, where I trade, I utilize the entire monitor. Okay, so a little portion here. It's not divided in quadrants, in other words, or in halves or anything like that. It's just I utilize the whole thing and I move the windows within it wherever I want. So I have my streaming software on one little corner here, along with a Google browser. Um, I have my chart that you see me doing my trades on. I have that one right here. It's like right next to my camera, very centered in here because, well, it's where I'm trading. I need that to be ultra focus. Then I have a daily chart, the 60-minute chart that I toggle 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. I have my super DOM, okay? I have a little data box, and then I have like my brokerage type of thing from the prop firm. Then on this monitor over here, it is divided into quadrants, and then the lower half I control with my laptop, and there's where I have my emails, the Discord, the chat box where I type with you guys. Did I just lose the stream? You guys see me? Do you guys hear me? Oh no. Nah, nene, ahora papi no puede, está trabajando. I don't know if you guys can see me or not. Or hear me. Let me try to connect with my phone. Something went haywire here. Because my broker is still running smooth, but the YouTube, the stream, either something's wrong with the stream. Okay, you can hear me? Someone's knocking out my kid. Okay, so I don't know what's going on over here, but I can't control anything. Super weird. So yeah, I have my laptop on the bottom here, and I do that, right? And I chat with you guys. And then on top, right, it's divided in quadrants. On top, the two quadrants are ran by my trading computer. And I have the TC2000 charts that you see there, plus the other charts that I'm streaming from. So that's pretty much my layout. Could I trade just with the 143-inch monitor? Yeah, I could trade with just with the 143-inch monitor. I could trade with just a 143-inch monitor, but would I want to? Like, if I didn't YouTube or stream or anything, would I want to? I could do it, but the more real estate, the better. All right, guys. Something's not right. I don't know what it is. Can you guys see my screens fine? Okay, I think everything's working right now. I don't know what happened there. Really weird. Guys, you see the 40-30 area? I told you watch for a bounce off that level. I don't think that it's like this significant bounce. It's going to save the day to the long side for anybody that's bullish. I don't think that at all. I'm just thinking that that's a potential bounce zone. That's all. If I do take any follow-up trades, they might be smaller with tighter stops. So my entries will have to be on point. That's it. That's all there is to it. If I do take any follow-ups, because I don't want to give back. It's very easy to be up, 1,000. Let me rephrase that. It's very easy to lose money when you're up, even as much as $1,000 or more on the day when you trade the ES, because of the volatility, right? And because each point move there is $50. Like, you could be down 40, you could be down 4 points, $200 like that, and all of a sudden, instead of being up on the day $1,000, now you're up 800. You take another trade, you're down another 200. Before you know it, instead of being up on the day 800, you're up on the day 600. And then before you know it, you made $375 on the day when you were up 1,000. You got to be careful with that. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. Protein shake. So yeah, how many? That's what I have for monitors then. I think the internet went wild there for a minute, but everything seems to be back in order right now. What time is it? 10:19 a.m. guys. Not bad. Not a bad start to the day and to the week, that's for sure. We're finally getting some clean setups. You guys remember last week, man, we were struggling to find those clean setups with follow through. Clean setups were hard to come by. And then anything with a follow through was basically almost impossible to find unless you like to trade grindy channels, which is there's nothing wrong with that. Just not my style. So it was a very difficult trading week last week. Glad to see some clean setups and follow-throughs today. Let's go take a quick peek at Walmart, see if it was able to break through. Yeah, yeah, man. It broke through and went on. Look at that, bro. Are you kidding me? What? Look at that candle that Walmart just put in place here on the daily chart. That's incredible. Look at the size of that candle. Right to the next resistance point right here at 148. If it breaks 148, you got room, but 148 should be pretty strong resistance on it. Tesla tested the 210 zone and rejected. We talked about that 210 zone, remember? Look at that. We pushed right off of that level, got up over Friday's highs, pushed into that level, right? 209.70s. It's 210 as far as I'm concerned. And then just got absolutely demolished off that level. I'd watch Tesla to possibly go lower over the coming days, especially if the SPY can roll it and get under 400. MOB couldn't cut it, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Q's looking weakish. SPY still looking like it wants to go lower. You know, to suck in some bulls, I would like to see the SPY get up over that 9 AMA, get up in here into this level, and then reject yet again and give us another setup like that. That would be freaking awesome. So that would be a nice setup. So here, somebody asked me earlier, what's your favorite setup? This is one of my favorite setups right here, okay? You get that low volume bounce back into resistance, and that would look something like this. You made that low, right? You found some temporary support. You bounce back up into possible resistance, which is VWAP and the 23.6 Fibonacci level right here on the SPY, okay? Then you reject that level. Bang. Bang. Right? Now you can trade a little bit sideways here, or you might just sell off a little bit. Right? And that's what I would look for. Something like that. And then watch for a crack of the low. You know, you watch for something like that. And then what you want to see is the volume be smaller. So you know what? I'm not going to draw those volume bars. So you just want to see that volume continue. As it bounces back, you want to see that volume continue to deplete. And then when you get through the lows, you want to see the volume start to increase. Why? That's showing a lot of selling pressure to the downside. You have extension move there, possibly to the down. It's one of the best setups in my opinion, because you have your clear defined, easy to follow stop loss zone. Where's that stop loss zone? Right here. If you get up over that VWAP and you start to hold some support, you could get a little temporary small reversal. And you don't want, I don't want to hold on to that, right? So I'm going to cut it loose because I'm looking for this resistance zone, which was what? This previous support zone from earlier in the morning, right in here, turned resistance, and now you want to see that to still be what? Resistance for that drop to the downside. And that's one of my favorite setups. So I hope that answers that for the person that had that question earlier. You know what? Let's start to erase all of this. Any other questions, guys? Don't hesitate. Throw it up there in the chat. We're trying to get that bounce back from those 40-30s, just like we talked about. Hold on, let me see here. Let me pop out this chat again because when everything went weird earlier, kind of lost it. I lost the chat. You have two. I don't have room on my desk. I have from work another two. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, that's all you need. That's all you need. Prior to having these big 43s, I had I think 220 something. I had 220 something inch monitors. I'm pretty sure that's what I had. Jonal would know because I sold them to him like a million years ago. I was like, hey, look, I have a bunch of stuff on my desk. I'm gonna list on the internet to sell. Do you want any of it? And he's like, yep, I'll take those monitors. I'm pretty sure that's what he took. All right, so we're starting. We got that little bounce off of the 40-30 zone. We got that little bounce off of the 40-30 zone. We got up as high as what? About 40-37. So that's not bad. Now we're starting to come back down a little bit. I would have preferred a bigger bounce just to see if we can get up there and reject the VWAP again. But it looks like that 9 AMA is going to continue to hold resistance after that 9 AMA VWAP crossed to the downside. Bill, Jesse, that was one hell of a short. Congrats. I caught a bounce off of those 40-30 area you mentioned for 5 points. Nice, Bill. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm glad you like the trade. And good way to capture that little bounce back there, little snap back. I thought it was going to be bigger snap, but it really wasn't. The SPY's super weak. But that's nice because yeah, if you caught, what'd you catch? 5 points. So you probably got long. What'd you get? Long about 40-32 something and got flat up there at 40-37. Probably put an order out on the ask at 40-37 where that 9 AMA was at, give or take. I'd imagine that's what you did there. I'd imagine. Is that what it was? Is that what your trade was? Looks like we're gonna crack those lows there, guys. Yeah, nice, nice, good job, man. Congrats, congrats. Looks like we're gonna crack the lows. So those 40-30s might not hold too long. Thought they would hold a little bit longer. Maybe give us a reset for like around 11 o'clock trade, but looking rather sluggish there on the SPY. Guys, free watch list. If you're not getting the morning watch list, there you go. You can sign up for it there. Give me a minute here. SPY looks like it might want to crack the day's low. I'm going to drink this protein shake in celebration, and I'll be right back. A ton, and I mean a ton of buying showing up there at 40-30. I don't know how long that buying can sustain though. Like, I don't know, man. I'm a little like, if I was short, I would definitely cover some here just in case. If it gives up, then you should get a nice little drop. But there's so much contracts being bought there on at 40-30. A lot, like, oh my god, like insane amounts. Over 100 contracts. Look at that, over 100 again. Good lord. It's not enough for me to jump in there and get long because I don't know. But I would definitely cover some if I was short. All right, guys. So I'm watching and waiting. It's difficult to get short again for me down here. You know, we've already gone, we've said 40 30, 40 30, 40 30, and 40 30 so far has held up well. I took off, where was it that where was my last fill? 40 36 50. Okay, 40 36 50 was my last fill. So, wow, that's actually exactly 10 points. So I can't get short here. I have to wait. If we bounce back into those 40-44s, 40-40 area, like something that I can get short again, maybe I will. But otherwise, I'm just gonna have to be hands off and let it do its thing. I'll show you real quick here. Why is this not? There we go. So I'm not in anything. You can see the trading chart there. I'm not in anything. Now I'm just watching. I'm a spectator at this point. Watching for another possible setup. Guys, any questions, throw them up in chat. It's 10:32. I'm gonna wait a little bit and see if we can get any setups again. See? Look at the bounce we're trying to get off of 40-30. Trying to get my folder up here so we can go over some setups later. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, perfect. I got it pulled up. This is going to make for a really good lesson, guys. So in about 5 minutes, we're going to go into a lesson on how to identify support and resistance and how one could trade off of that, okay? So we'll give it about 5 minutes here, see if we can get any new setups. If anybody's caught that little bounce off of 40-30, congrats. I know Bill had caught it earlier. If anybody's caught any more snapbacks off of it, congrats. It's a really good little scalpable area. A lot of support showing up at that 40-30 zone. I don't think it holds all day. Could be wrong, but I don't think it. I don't know. I don't think it holds all day. I think we cracked that. But if we do get up over VWAP again on the SPY, then I think you're in for a choppy rest of the day with maybe a small grindy sell-off later in the afternoon. As we wait for more data to come out this week, there's a lot of data coming out this week. We got Fed minutes, I believe, on Wednesday. That can really move the markets around a lot. I think we caught a good chunk of the move already because honestly, the move we caught was that one. It's a good move. That's a chunky move. We caught that move. Whoops. We caught that move right there. VWAP rejection all the way down to new lows. And we haven't gone that much lower off of that level. So that's a really good move. Really good move, in my opinion. All right, guys, we got about 3 more minutes or so, and then we're going to jump into that support resistance lesson. You got the SPY starting to push back up there towards VWAP. We'll see if it can hold it as resistance. I might look for another short opportunity up there, might not. 2 for 2 on the day, not looking to push it, like I said. Rather book that profit and not give back too much of it. If I do go after another one, it'll be smaller. Oh, Juan, yep, come on, VWAP. On our way there. I mean, guys, that's the level. Remember, you got to remember something. And this is why I'm bringing up this lesson we're going to do in support and resistance. We talked about the ES 4030 support, right? So if you were short in front of that level from earlier, that's the area you start to cover that short, meaning you become what? A net buyer. So on the flip side, looking for a possible reversal, right? Even if it's small, short term, if think about it like this. If shorts are covering in front of 430, that means we should bounce off of that level, right? How big the bounce should be depends a lot on the volume profile and on what the day looks like. But one could say, let me buy. I missed a short. Let me just get long in front of 430 and try to take some profits off as we bounce with a stop underneath 430, right? On the ES. So since then, you've gone from 40.29 or so all the way up here towards 40.36.75. Decent little bounce. You scalp 3 points, you know? You were basically risking 50 to 100 bucks to possibly make 150 bucks. You know, depending where you got long, of course. It's not terrible, especially the 50. If you were risking the $50, right? Let's say you got long at 40.30 and you got stopped out at 40.29, you risked 50 bucks, but you made 150. It's not bad. Good risk reward. That's with one contract. If you're trading the MESs, which would be obviously better, it's better to trade 10 MESs than one ES, in my opinion, for the most part, if that's all you're ever going to trade, which is if you're in a futures account and all you're doing is trading one ES, one ES, one ES, you're better off with 10 MESs because at least you can book some profits as you scale out of the position versus holding on to the entire position, looking for that one singular take that might never come, right? So always keep that in mind. You got the SPY, didn't quite make it up there towards VWAP yet. We'll see what happens. We got 1 minute here, then we're going to jump into this quick lesson on support and resistance, and we'll reevaluate the charts and see if we're going to cut it on the day, at least the morning for me, and move on or wait around for another setup. Any questions, guys? In the meanwhile, don't hesitate. Throw it up there in chat. All right, guys, as this chart starts to work itself out, let's jump into this quick little lesson here. All right, perfect. You can see it here. Let's try to make this a little bit cleaner. Boom. All right, so here you have CHPT. This is a daily chart, and you can clearly see this stock had a big run up and then pulled back. And you see these arrows? Look at this line we drew here. This line's at $20. Every time this stock hit 20, it bounced off of it. It hit 20, it bounced off of it. It hit 20, it bounced off of it. It hit 20, it bounced off of it. Each and every single time, right? Had a big run up finally and pulled back. And where did it find support again? In front of $20. Then we broke underneath it briefly. It was briefly a level of resistance, but we got right back up over it rather quickly, right? Like, it's not like it tested it and rejected and sat there. No. It got up there, tested, and bang, right back up over $20, right? And then we pushed off that level. So you could have safely said, this is a potential support zone. If it gets down there, I'm going to get long. Where would the stop zone be? Under $20, right? Because if it breaks under 20, you don't know if it's going to stop at 19, at 18, at 17, at 15, at 10. You don't know where it's going to stop. So therefore, you set your stop underneath 20. This is how you trade chart patterns. Then you broke up and over it, came all the way back down, and what happened? It became a level of resistance, and it faded off that level. One can get longs in front of 20, shorts in front of 20 when you're underneath it, right? So if you're pulling back into 20, long. If you're bouncing up into 20, short. Where's the stop? Above 20 if you're short, under 20 if you're long. Now let me show you another chart. Here you have similar situation. You have what? Apple. Resistance at 157.20s. So Apple pushed into that level and sold off significantly off of that level, establishing that as a resistance zone. Now, when you break up and over a resistance zone, what do you expect, or what can you expect that resistance zone to now become if tested again? Well, if you break up and over the resistance zone, you pull back into that resistance zone, it doesn't automatically mean it's always going to be support, but now you can expect that level to be possibly support. There is one key factor there that most people on YouTube will never tell you about, right? They will never tell you about this. Number one, because they don't know it. Number two, because, well, maybe they want to sell you a course. Guess what? I'm selling a course too. It's 25% off. But I'm not going to keep that information away from you here. So if you're interested in the course, here's 25% off. But one way to know whether or not that level is going to possibly be support is the volume on the breakout and over. If the volume is large on the way up, you can see here it was, then it gives you more confidence that the possibility of this level now, previous resistance, becoming support be greater, especially if the pullback is on slower volume, okay? And that's exactly what you got here. You had the big push up, good volume on the way up, pulled back, volume started to decrease, showing you passive selling, and you got a real nice bounce continuation to the upside out of Apple. Old resistance becoming new support. Support here, bang, lift off. That's one way to trade, and watch out for old resistance becoming new support and new support old support becoming new resistance. All right, guys, any questions about that? Damn it, man, we missed the freaking VWAP 4040 on the spot on the ES. Damn it. All in the name of education. Guys, smash that like button for me, please. Bro, no. I didn't think we were going to get up there and reject so quickly. I honestly did not. You got it? You got it, Dan? Book some profits, you never know. Golly, man. Well, guys, anyways, I hope you appreciated that lesson and learned something. If you have any questions about it, throw it up in chat there for me. We're going to wait around a few more minutes here and see if we can do something with this. Hey, nice job. Congrats. Remember to always book a little bit just in case. You never know. But golly, man, that was rough. I mean, you got such a good entry there because stop would be over 40.40. So you could really hold on to some, see if you go a little bit lower. Nice work. Ah, craps. I can't believe the moment I took off that chart from my screen, I freaking saw the SPY there. I was like, no. And then I look over here at my ES and such a good potential setup there. I'm glad somebody caught it. All right, guys. 10:46 a.m. Gonna give it another few minutes, see if we can get a setup. If not, I'll start closing up shop for me today because, you know, I got to edit that recap video. Haven't done a recap in a while. I'm going to edit that recap video we did from the earlier trade. And I'm going to upload it to YouTube. Man, that was it. That was the trade. Well, I'm glad some of you guys caught it. In my opinion, as we get down here back into those 40-30s, it is definitely a take profit zone, these low 40-30s, because it's been such strong support here recently this morning. It doesn't mean one has to take the entire position off. I wouldn't, but I'd take some off. 10%, 20, 50%, whatever it is, 3/4, whatever you want to take off. I would take some off here in front of this 40-30. Nice. Way to rip some points out of that ES or MES, whatever you traded, Dan. Good job. Wow, man. That was such a good setup. All right, so you're right back in front of the lows, guys. This is definitely a take profit. So if you have something like 2 contracts, I personally would take one off right here. 40-30, 40-30, 25. Bang. Cover 1 contract. Me. My next cover would probably, I'd try my best to get down to 40-20. And then I'd use a trailing stop. I'd use a trailing stop, meaning if we get down to 40-20 and I don't take it because I'm looking for 40-15, I'd stop out of it at 40-30. Because if we break over 40-30, because now if we break underneath this 40-30, I expect this 40-30 to now be a strong level of resistance based off of the lesson we just went over, right? Based off of the lesson we just went over, 40-30 area has shown to be strong support this morning. If we break underneath it and we extend to the downside and it bounce backs into 40-30, I expect them to hold resistance. If they do not, and 40-30 is reclaimed, then I need to get out of that because, you know, we could be at 40-40 again in the blink of an eye. This is another reason why here is a cover area if we're short from 40-40. Nice, dude. One for 3. Hell yeah, man. That's what's up. I'm really happy you got it. I hope somebody else caught that because that was freaking, that was it. That was the trade. We talked about this. I drew it out. I freaking drew it out on the chart earlier with those little candles I drew. That was the trade. That would have been another nice 5 to 10 point ripper there to add to the morning. Could have easily been up 1,500, 1,700 on the day, maybe even more. That's all good. So now, guys, you know, you could see 4010 to 4,000 on the ES today, unless these 40-30s hold. Honestly, me being greedy, I want them to hold. I want 40-30 to hold, and I want the SPY, right? I want the ES to get back to like 40-50. That'd be awesome. And then let's sell off strong tomorrow or Wednesday. Wait, no, tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow is the Fed minutes. That's right, because the market was closed yesterday. So tomorrow, We're set up for such an awesome sell-off. If we can bounce back off of 40.30 today, we can be in shape for such an awesome sell-off tomorrow. It's ridiculous when those minutes come out. So tomorrow when those minutes come out, just looking for verbiage that's hawkish, really, that confirms what we heard Jerome Powell say uh, regarding if the job market remains hot, if inflation remains hot, right, that the federal funds rate will go up. If we see confirmation, more of that in the Fed minutes tomorrow. Guys, for those of you who are not sure what the Fed minutes are, it's the notes from their last FOMC meeting that kind of solidifies what he said recently. Then I think we go lower. We could see this market at 395 rather quickly. So that's what I'm hoping. That's why I'm hoping that today, now we can bounce off this level. Let's close the day off around 403. Yeah, making sure that we're underneath 405. And then tomorrow, we're in shape for an awesome sell-off. Nah, I think we stay. I mean, if we get 50 basis point on the next meeting, that'll be pretty shocking. I don't think they need to do that. I think they can stay at a quarter. I mean, if that's what you're talking about, I'm not sure. But yeah, the thing that will matter the most, I mean, if we got something like that, that would shock the market. It's just the overall federal funds target rate, right? It was at 5.1. We're probably looking at this bumping up to 5.6 now. So we'll see, and the market's not going to like that. Guys, 10:52 a.m. I got to get ready to rock and roll and get out of here. This market looks like it just wants to sell off continuously. I'm not chasing it lower. That bounce back right there is the one I was talking about earlier. Missed it when I was doing lesson time with you guys. I'm going to get ready to rock and roll and get out of here. I'll be back again tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Good job this morning booking that green. Congrats to everybody who caught some. Any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Remember, like I said, ends today. It ends today that if you trade equities a lot, or some even, trade idea scanners with the AI 25% off ends today. So you might want to take advantage of that. I mean, if you trade equities, those are the best scanners you can get. Think about it this way, right? You buy tools for your job, right? Be it a computer or a drill, right? You buy tools for your job. Do you go buy cheap, crappy tools for your job that give you a headache? No, right? This is a job. Why would you try to get and waste time on cheap or free screeners on the internet when you can get banger scanners 25% off right now? All right. Any questions about it, let me know. Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to join me tomorrow. Sign up also for the free watch list. Or if you're new, you can also sign up for, if you're new to trading, you can also sign up for the free course. There, it's all there for you in the chat. Take care, Dan. Take care, the beast. Everyone, the king, guys. Take care. Have a good one. I'll see you all tomorrow morning, 9:15 a.m. We'll try to do it all over again. Peace.